Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV in the new edition of our online interview series. We want to talk now to Trumbull Fisher, who is the CEO of Green Shift Commodities. Trumbull, good morning to Canada. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you, and thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. That's fantastic. Green Shift, interesting company. And before we start with the company, I just want to ask you because you just had a news release that you are selling your Berlin project in Colombia. How came that? Because I think it's uranium, nickel, vanadium, maybe not completely fitting with your lithium projects. But can you please comment on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we focus on lithium and focus on lithium in the South American region for the most part, we feel it was most fitting to divest of our Berlin asset in Colombia that has a mostly uranium, but these other battery components.
Hmm.
There was a lot of liabilities on the project. There was some past payments that were being carried on our balance sheet, and and it was going to require quite a bit of capital just to get it cleaned up and then to move it forward. So we were able to find a group that is going to take this over, that has the right contacts and experience in Colombia. And while we are divesting of it, we are maintaining exposure by getting both cash and shares of this company. So it's a fantastic opportunity for shareholders and for Green Shift as a whole.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I read in your news release that you will receive not only shares but also $6 million in cash. And I think your current market cap is like what is 7 or 8? So that's really strange to me. Why is the market cap that low?
Well, you're half right. We are receiving approximately our market cap, but it's a minimum of $5 million in
Hmm.
shares, or the higher of 20% of their shares when they go public. So minimum five
Ah,
million dollars in
okay.
shares
Hmm.
plus $1 million in cash. So you're going to get a minimum of $6 million in value, and perhaps even more if they listed at a much higher market cap.
Hmm.
We would have 20% of that those shares plus $1 million
Hmm.
cash, plus the royalty, and plus further $5 million cash on production.
Hmm.
So it is about our market cap,
Hmm.
yes, but it's not all cash.
Okay, super. And just when we are already talking about that item, you also hold investments in Consolidated Uranium shares and Labrador, which is Latitude Uranium. So Latitude was
Yes,
just taken over with a nice
yes.
premium, and Consolidated Uranium has merged with ISO Energy. So if I calculate that all together, that is almost again your market cap. Not fully, but it's it's all a bit strange to me.
Yeah, we're not. We don't have quite our market cap in our shares in the ISO or in the Latitude, but we do have very nice holdings in
Hmm.
those, and we're absolutely thrilled for those companies entering into those agreements. Those are tremendous opportunities, and we're thrilled to be continue to be shareholders.
Okay, super. What is the cash position today in the company?
So the working capital position is closer to $2 million,
Hmm.
excluding anything that you're considering on the Berlin sale that will come in the
Yeah,
future
exactly.
upon close.
Okay, super. So
Yeah.
that means that you will then have a super healthy balance sheet and you are poised, yeah, to do something next year here. So now let's come to your projects. You are working in
Yes.
Argentina and also in Canada. Maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna start with Canada if you like. It's a hard rock lithium project. So what's going on there? What have you planned for next year?
Yeah. So we've done a little bit of a work program this fall. We're analyzing those results, and that will determine what we do further next year. Obviously, it's a pretty harsh winter
Hmm.
already in effect there, so it'll be a springtime go at it again. We're gonna have a news release out fairly soon on that, Ontario. The opportunity is it's in a great location. It's got the right address. It's got the right partners around it, being next door to GT1.
Hmm.
So it's in the right neighborhood, and it's early, but it does have some decent potential in the future.
Okay, super. Then let's move to Argentina, and I think the Rio Negro project, I would say, is like your focus project, right?
Well, the Rio Negro is very exciting. All our projects are very exciting in a focus in their own right. I think the Rio Negro project is interesting because it is such a massive project. We have such a large land position.
Hmm.
We are waiting for some permits to come through so that we can go and explore it, but it does have some fairly nice
Hmm.
grades in the past. So that's interesting for the several reasons. One being the land size and the past work that was done.
Mhm,
The other project that we have is a
mhm,
25% holding in St. Louis, and that's interesting because it's such a spodumene rich project
mhm,
on surface. So we would like to potentially acquire more of that. But in the meantime, we're going to have to. We are working with the other owners to go through a work program and be able to do some work and put out some results on the St. Louis, because again, the spodumene looks incredible at that location.
mhm. Okay, super. So let's talk about 2024. Let's assume everything goes perfectly right. Uranium goes through the roof. Your shares will be a lot worse. Latam will go with a much higher price, let's say, to IPO, and you receive also here the full amount or even more. And you are cashed up and cash rich then. So what would you do in 2024? Where would you say, okay, this is where we more emphasize on, this is where we can generate more value for shareholders?
Absolutely. So I think that we would definitely be focusing in Argentina and, of course, in Ontario. We want to see those results of Ontario before we decide how much more to spend there. But I think we would definitely be going
Mhm,
and doing more work there. And then, assuming that all the permits and whatnot come through with Argentina, and in a perfect environment with a government that is
mhm,
changing, we expect that's going to happen. They are very pro mining. So we expect to get those. We would be putting money to work in
mhm,
Argentina with significant exploration both on Rio Negro and on St. Louis. So we'd really be focusing on those three projects. Um, and, uh, and yeah, that would be a perfect 2024 with, of course, still maintaining exposure to LATAM and the uranium
mhm.
prices.
Yeah, exactly. Super. So when you say with exploration, would that mean that you drill already, or you have targets already identified, or how does that work for next year?
We've got to go and do some more work. We've got to go and do some more sampling.
Mhm,
We've got to go and do trenches, and we've got to pick exact drill
mhm.
targets. Some people are coming up with some ideas, but we're just not there quite yet, ready to drill.
Okay, super. Then last question, very simple. Who are your large shareholders, major shareholders? What is management share in the company?
Yeah, so management is under 10%. We've been blacked out for most of the year, unfortunately, but I'm hoping at some point that can change and we can buy a little bit more. Our largest shareholder still remains as Mega Uranium Richard Patricio, who very much believes in the direction of the company, in the holdings that we do have. We've continued to add retail
Mhm,
shareholders this year, and we're looking to expand that. And as we get bigger, perhaps even interest some of the institutional side.
mhm. Okay, super. I mean, there's no need by now to finance, right? This is very comfortable, I would say.
We're comfortable right now. We're
Yeah,
fine for now. It depends on how big of an exploration scale we want to
of
go,
course.
but it's always moving around.
Fantastic, super. Well, Trumbull,
Yeah.
thank you very much for the update. I wish you Merry Christmas, of course, all the best. And I have a very good feeling that next year is going to be really interesting for you guys.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I hope so.
Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there was Trumbull Fisher on a short update here on Green Shift Commodities, and you heard it. Market cap is around the $6-7 million, and it's really unbelievable. They just sold their project minimum 5 million, but looks more to 6 million. Maybe it could get more. And also, don't forget they have their shareholdings in Consolidated and Latitude, and have still $2 million in the bank. So you are getting, I would say, yeah, the market cap for cash value by now, and you get three really interesting, yeah, projects: Argentina, Canada, all together, and we talk about lithium hard rock mining. So check it out. Lots of exploration is in front of them for next year, and could be really interesting. This is an absolutely bargain. Thanks for watching us, and bye bye from Switzerland.